Last cycle, it traded below the 200-week by as much as 30%. I think that we might not get that type of real depression this cycle because we didn't get the true euphoria on the upside. Here's the thing though, you guys, anyone who bought Bitcoin in December of 2022 and held it, they did like an 8x. Okay. So those type of returns are still possible just by buying Bitcoin spot and holding it. The trick is you got to get a good entry. And then that bull cycle pattern has to repeat again. So the way that I'm thinking about this is if Bitcoin is able to get down below its 200-week moving average, I'm going to start buying it at 50. 50K, I think, makes sense for a first entry on Bitcoin. And that would be roughly 15% below that 200-week moving average. So could Bitcoin move lower than that? Sure, of course it could. If I buy at 50 and we see something similar repeat this next bull cycle, which I expect to begin, maybe towards the end of this year, December-ish, or the beginning of next year, 2027, if Bitcoin during the next bull cycle can make its way up to, instead of 126, maybe we see 250 or 300, something like that, a little bit of euphoria maybe. Hey man, buying at 50 and seeing Bitcoin run up to 250 or 300, let's say it gets to 300, that's a 6x. So that is a phenomenal potential return that I'm just, eyeballing here. And the risk is, well, I don't have liquidation risk because I wouldn't use any leverage. I just buy it spot and just sit on it spot and hold it for 18 months or 24 months. That's what I'm thinking about. And so for right now, I'm short and I'm just letting BTC move lower as I expect it to break the 200-week moving average. But I will close all of those short positions and start buying Bitcoin down here at 50. If I get an opportunity to buy it at 50, man, I'm going to load up the truck. But if you start thinking about some of these alts, though, these altcoins could be an even better bargain than Bitcoin if they're able to really, continue correcting during this bear market. So Ethereum likely will have some support at 1600, but if Bitcoin moves to 50K, I don't see how ETH is going to hold 1600. So I'm thinking that ETH, man, if I can buy ETH at $1,200 or $1,100 or something like that, definitely going to be buying a lot of Ethereum down at $1,100 or something like that if I can buy it down there. Because it would not surprise me to see ETH run from 1,000 all the way, below past those all-time highs. And take a look at this pattern. So if I just go ahead and zoom out here, let me remove some of these drawn objects. We've got a little bit of a cleaner chart. This is the high from, the 2017 high. And this is the 2021 and the second high in 2021. Unlike Bitcoin, did not make it up to its upper trend line. So that upper trend line for ETH would have come in at roughly $8,000. ETH never made it up there. Bitcoin did. If we just zoom out here on BTC, there's that 2017 high, there's the touch in 2021, and there's the high from just a couple of months ago back in October. So Bitcoin did touch its upper trend line resistance. Ethereum never did. And so I'm going to speculate this next bull cycle that Bitcoin touches this upper trend line resistance. And so if I can pick up ETH down here for like maybe just above $1,000 and ETH is able to rally in 2027 up to its upper trend line high, well, that would put ETH at like 9 or 10K. So that would be like a 10X if I can pick it up at $1,100. So that's the way I'm thinking about this. I'm starting to think, okay, well, the next bull cycle, where could these assets go just based on previous cycles? Here's Solana. I'm not, I really don't believe in Solana in the same way that I believe in Bitcoin or Ethereum. But, maybe this could be, a phenomenal performer if you can pick it up for between $10 and $30 down here. Because last cycle, Sol, after it broke 95, well, really last cycle, the level of horizontal support was right here at 75. So last cycle, when Sol broke 75 to the downside, it was a straight shot down to $35. This cycle, the horizontal support's a little bit higher up here at 95. But now that 95 has broken, we're just kind of in this no man's land where the next level of support is like 75 and the lows from the crash a couple of weeks ago. But that's not really support. So I think that if Bitcoin moves back down to its 200 week, then I would expect Solana to just crash and crater down to like $30. So I'll be a buyer of Sol down here at 30.